I never thought I'd be the kind of guy who had neighborhood drama. I moved into this quiet, upscale suburb just outside of town 5 years ago because I wanted peace. I've worked my way up the ladder in law enforcement for over 2 decades, and after years of city living, I was looking forward to calm evenings, quiet streets, and friendly neighbors. For the most part, that's what I got, until Karen moved in. Karen. Short blonde hair in a precision bob, sunglasses on even when it's cloudy, and always holding a clipboard like it's a weapon. She moved into the cul-de-sac 2 months ago, and within a week she'd introduced herself as the new acting enforcer of the HOA, though no one could recall actually voting for her. She wasn't on the board officially, but somehow she'd become the neighborhood's self-appointed compliance officer. She started small, notes on people's doors about their garbage bins being left out too long, handwritten warnings about unapproved lawn gnome decorations, and complaints to the HOA about people parking too close to the curb, even when it was their own driveway. You could call it annoying but harmless, until she started taking it too far. My Tesla Model Y is my baby. Clean, efficient, quiet. It's white, sleek, and well-maintained. I park it in my driveway like I've always done. Never had an issue with it. But a week ago, I noticed Karen giving it long, judgmental looks as she walked by during her morning compliance patrols. I figured she just had a problem with anything newer than a 2005 Camry. Then came Tuesday. I got home late that night after an exhausting double shift. We just wrapped a messy case in the department, and all I wanted was dinner and sleep. I parked in the driveway like usual, locked up behind me, and went inside. About 15 minutes later, I stepped back out to grab my work bag from the back seat, and the car was locked. Weird. I never lock it when it's sitting at home. I always leave the fob on the counter inside the house. I checked the counter. No key fob. Now I'm puzzled. Did I bring it inside at all? Did I leave it in the car? That's when I spotted her. Karen was standing across the street, arms folded, that same smug expression on her face. And in her hand? My Tesla key fob. I crossed the street, calm but direct. "Karen," I said, "do you have my key?" She raised it like a prize. "Yes, I confiscated it." "You what?" "You're in violation of HOA Code 7A, she replied like she was reading off a script. "Non-standard electric vehicles must be stored out of view when not in use. That car has been sitting in your driveway for 3 days. It's an eyesore." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You went onto my property and took my key." "I didn't go into your house," she said quickly. "The window was open. I saw the key sitting there. I reached in and took it. Technically, it was visible and unsecured, so that makes it community accessible property under HOA clause." "Karen," I interrupted, dead serious now. "That's breaking and entering, followed by theft." She blinked, confused. "It's not theft if it's an HOA enforcement action." I pulled out my wallet, flipped it open, and showed her my badge. "I'm Police Chief Christopher Langley, county jurisdiction. What you've done is a felony." She froze. "I'm trying real hard not to escalate this further," I said calmly. "But I need you to understand. You just admitted to unlawfully entering my property, taking possession of my private property, and attempting to enforce rules that don't even exist in our bylaws. That's theft and impersonation of authority." Her face turned ghost white. I didn't know." "No, you didn't," I said. "And now you do." She held the key out slowly, like it might burn her. I took it back, still watching her closely. "From now on," I said, "don't step onto my property. Don't touch anything that doesn't belong to you. Don't make up rules, and don't pretend you have power you don't. If you have an issue with anything I do, take it to the actual HOA board. But if I catch you pulling anything like this again, you're going to be explaining it to a real judge." She didn't say a word, just turned and walked back to her house as fast as she could without running. The best part? The very next morning, an emergency HOA board meeting was scheduled. Apparently, Karen's volunteer role was suspended indefinitely, pending a full review of her conduct. Since then, my Tesla's been sitting peacefully in my driveway, shiny, clean, and untouched. Karen hasn't said a word to me since. Funny how quickly people remember the rules when they realize you write them.